Anyways, stop pucking. What do I say? Yeah, we'll fucking see you tomorrow. Not fucking see ya. Fire me up, boys. This is like freaking fucking sick. Bam. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in. Before we get started, another Twisted Side-by-Side shop episode, part 15 of Project Bert, which is our mini side-by-side replica that I started from absolute scratch. Built the frame, built all the cross members, did all the tubing, firewall, fenders. It's all scratch. The only thing we got is a 4-liter inline 6 out of another Jeep with a 5-speed transmission, and the axles are out of a 1975-ish CJ Jeep, so they're nice and narrow, which keeps it to the 64 inches, even with 31 by 15 or something like that on there, which those tires won't be staying. This is kind of a winter project. Here in Ontario, the COVID rules are pretty strict, so we haven't had our usual crew over. You've seen a few episodes with them, us playing outside. There's going to be another one of us playing in the snow, which was a whole lot of fun, and it's more drone footage, so that's pretty exciting to have that on the channel as well. We have some more big projects on the way. One is underneath the tarp behind me, which we will reveal as soon as I get it all figured out, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And if rules allow us, we're going to go to hunt camp. I'm hoping. We will see. To the channel, we like mudding. That's the main key. We brought the channel out because our friends wanted to watch the rides, and it kind of progressed into Project Bert and doing more stuff because we want to bring you guys cool content and do bigger builds, and we have stuff in mind, but it all takes money and time, as you well are aware. Yeah, I just wanted to welcome you to the channel, and that's kind of the rundown. Mudding and doing build projects. I already have my next project in mind of what I want to do, so that's gonna be pretty sweet. That probably won't be until next winter because we do winter project because there's snow on the ground. We just can't just go up mudding all the time, even though we'd like to. We have brought snowmobiles to the channel before. They might come back. It's not what we really like to do. We like to concentrate on side-by-sides and ATVs. Most of our crew actually has ATVs, but I like the side-by-side thing, and this is going to bring another side-by-side to the channel, which should be pretty freaking epic. So yeah, again, thanks for tuning in, and we're going to get started on the back left corner of Project Bert. We'll walk you around. Like I said, I built all the frame, all the suspension, all here in the shop. It's coming along pretty nicely. Got a bender, JD squared over there, did all the bending. I have a fairly well equipped shop from my old job. Plasma cutter. I got big press, torches, welder, everything you kind of need here. Shelving rack. So that's how we've been working away at this unit. And yeah, so it's coming along. Our last episode we finished up on the floor, or on the fender, sorry. And I did figure out how to get this piece down, and it turned out pretty freaking sweet. I cut it a little short, but I got that kind of tuned up too. So that side's done. I'm not gonna weld it solid right now. I'm going to work on this side and see if I can replicate that side. This is a lot of work. This is almost 2 weekends, 2 Saturdays, I guess, to get all this in place and get this all filled in nice and cut out, which is in the last video. So we're gonna replicate. It's all the same stuff as that side. So I'm going to like probably super high speed up in the corner here and just film the whole thing of me doing it all and see how that turns out. But I'm not gonna stop because it's all explained in the last video. So yeah, just gonna fill this in, and then hopefully today we'll see if I can do this faster. I'm gonna focus on another main hoop to go across for more safety. So that's today's episode. We might as well get started. It's already been 4 minutes. Let's roll. Well, it was light out when I started. Another 8-hour day. Another 8 hours put into Bert. But that looks freaking sick. Fenders are done. And wow. Yeah. I got tired. My welds aren't too pretty on this side, and this is so light. It's hard to not break through, but if you put it on number 1, it takes forever. Like I did some where all this was done in 1, and down here, still small the welds are. It takes forever, but yeah, some of these aren't too bad, but over here is not great, but it will work. Doesn't matter. I'll probably grind those up a little bit just to smooth off some of the edges, but that looks freaking epic, boys and girls. I like it. This took a lot of work, as it did, but this took 2 weekends. This took 8 hours. So you live and learn as you go. I had the door open earlier to ventilate, and I'm not sure why. I even put a jack stand under here and lifted, but it still has a little lean to it. I know that maybe suspension's not, or the tires aren't built up, but it looks freaking wow. I'm very happy with that. Very happy. It makes it look a lot bigger. Maybe not so much in the camera, but I know this thing looks kind of tall and awkward in the camera. It's really not that tall. But anyways, that's gonna do it for tonight. Tomorrow I didn't film I filmed a lot of it, but hopefully the super time lapse didn't take too long. It should only be 4 or 5 minutes, maybe tops, of super high speed. And tomorrow I'm very excited because not only we're done the rear fenders, which is enough to celebrate on, we're gonna work on the hoop. So tomorrow is gonna be building a hoop across to here and a whatever you call it, and one in between, and then another hoop down, and then from there out we're gonna build a bar down to the side. So once that hoop's in, I want to make a couple handles and do some gusseting, make some cool gussets and stuff. It's kind of done. So we're fastly approaching this disastrous mess, the stuff that makes it go forward and reverse. So anyways, stop pucking. What do I say? Yeah, I'll fucking see you tomorrow. Not fucking see you. Fucking see you in a bit. That's it. Fucking see you in a bit. Morning, welcome back to the channel. Same video, different day. I'm in the shop working on the tube that we talked about last night. And I started off making myself a cheater, which I should have done a long time ago. I was thinking why I was screwing my bends, and there's just a lot to it. Anyways, you basically start off with your start mark, which I measured 4.5 inches from the end, and then you mark an inch increment all the way across, and when you put it in, as you get to each degree, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 90, you mark that, and then you can count. Well, a 10-degree bend takes an inch of material. A 20-degree bend takes 1 3/4 inches, so that's 2 3/4, and so on and so forth. So it gets you how much material actually takes to make the bend, where in my bender with this tubing is from start to finish, it takes 6 inches of material. It takes more than 6 inches of material, because there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably 8, almost 9 inches of material to make the bend, but it takes up 6 inches of space. So then over here I have this set up with a 90-degree to the top, and that's giving me from the inside of the tube to the outside tube is 16 inches. So you take your 16 minus your 8.5, 9 inches of material it takes. You add that on to your 16 to make your 90. So that is clear as mud, I'm sure, to all of you, because it's clear as mud in my head too. So there's more to it than you think. But just there's lots of videos online with that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's trying to get me started on doing this 90. Luckily here I can make it a little longer. It's just getting this proper, because short or narrow, it's not going to look right. So I can make it a little longer on both. I'm fortunate enough in this position to make a mistake, because I can cut either end, and then I'll get into the center and do the other one. The other one should be the same, but probably not, because nothing on this is squared, because let's face it, I made it on my shop floor with no jig, so none of it's perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna get bending this up and see how she fits. Well, there it is. I thought I screwed up big time, but I didn't make it too long. It actually, for some reason, I measured it. I went 64, so I might go a little longer on the downside. Ends up only needing 58, which is odd, because this takes 8 inches of material, but makes 6 inches. Anyways, whatever. That's why I made it longer, so I could cut it off. And then this fit pretty good. I was putting this over here and down, and it wouldn't fit. And then I realized that I made these they're on an angle, so that would be why, unless I put it where I wanted it to be, where I measured from, obviously. That fits pretty freaking minty. That looks pretty easy to weld in there. I learned that trick again also on I forget the guy's channel, the Fabricator maybe, or something. He taught me how to, didn't teach me, he has a channel on teaching how people to make a cheater and do notches that are actually using a notcher. The notcher works if you're doing one notch. You know, it has to be, like mine has you can change the angle on it, but to do that, I don't have enough space, and you'd have to move that out every time. And it's not as easy as just, the actually easiest way to do it is if you have a chop saw. I have a chop saw, but it blows the breaker every time I use it. So I use the grinder. Get down here, so mark 3/4 of an inch, take half that again, and then whatever angle you're going for, you go from there out to the edge. And that gives you a pretty clean line. Like I haven't cleaned that really up yet a whole lot. And it's pretty tight in there, so it should look a little nicer than that. But anyways, that looks pretty good. So I am going to make sure that is perfectly square and get it tacked in place. And then we'll probably make the left-hand side one. I probably should do that. I'll do this on one. Yep, sounds good to me. Yep. Let's do it. Fire me up, boys. This looks freaking fucking sick. Bam! Look at that. That looks freaking sick. Love it. Fits in pretty good. Top cage came in pretty nice. I screwed up. I made a little cut. They're a little too big, but all in all, it looks, that's a beefy unit right there. That's freaking awesome. Starting to come together. Look at that. That's freaking sick. What a ripper. An absolute ripper. Yep. I can't wait to get this thing fired up. I'm fired up. Let's get it fired up. I'm gonna spend time to get all that welded in, and then on next episode I can put in some I'm gonna do a crosser from here to here, and then do this one down to there on both sides, and then maybe one from here to here or something. That'll look kind of cool to beef up all the angles. You don't want just dead ends sticking out. So like if you were to roll this way and hit this like that, it would snap for sure. So we gotta put some more angles in and some beefiness to it, but I think that looks pretty sick. And that's gonna wrap it up for this video. It's more than long enough. I try to keep them around 15 minutes. They're not agonizingly too long, but there's a lot of teaching in this one, and I learned a lot. The other side actually took a lot longer than the first side, and I had the measurements right. But anyways, it's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you liked it, subscribe, please. That'd be awesome. Give it a big old thumbs up, comment, and we'll fucking see you in the next one.